Are you concerned about your car battery and it's starting your car early in the morning? Find out some tips on how to tell when a battery might be going bad. It's practically happened to all of us. You go out to start your car and it doesn't because the battery's dead. Or there are warning signs letting you know that that might be happening. There are. Now, car batteries, acid lead batteries, they're unpredictable. They can go bad, no warning. They can just short out and that's it. But usually under a normal wear, a battery will start indicating that it's weak. And in this video I'll show you what made me notice on the car I'm driving. Whenever I would be at a stop, if I had the headlights on and I was stopped at a stoplight and had my blinker on, I'd actually hear the engine pulsing with the blinker. And that told me that the alternator is actually having to make up for some of the
current.
In other words, to run some of the electrical. And the alternator will do that, but basically the alternator's there just to keep the battery charged, not to run all the full electrical stuff. Now there's other signs like your dome lamp. If you ever notice your dome lamp dim
when you don't have the engine running.
And what you can start doing as well is start the car up, leave it idle, look at your dome lamp, and then rev it up some. Rev it up about 1,500 to 2 grand, and see if your light brightens up quite a bit. Dim headlights, slow running blinkers, and for me the other thing that I knew that the battery was getting weak is, since we're in winter time, when I'd go to start the car, it would go doot 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 and then hit. And usually when the car's got a hot battery, it might go doot doot and hit and start right away. I know I'm really good at my making noises here, but anyways, those are just little signs. But watch the video here and see what I did. And I'm using a battery tester, and not everybody's going to have one. You can rent one. Of course, in all honesty, there's no point in it. You could just go down to any parts store and let them run a battery system and charging system charge to test everything to make sure it's okay. And honestly, it's not such a bad idea to go maybe once a year and just have your charging system checked. Most people are not going to think to do that, but if you rely on your car to get you to work, get your kid to school or whatever, you don't want to get out there and have a dead battery. So get it checked out, because it doesn't cost anything to go to a parts store and get it checked for free. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. Okay. In this, you're not going to be able to see much in the video, but what we're going to try to do, I mean, you might be able to see the tach drop. I haven't noticed it. The car's dusty as everything. But when I'm going to hit the brake, which will run both brake lights in the back, you'll hear the RPM or the engine idle get rough, if you can hear this. Now I'm going to turn the headlights on along with it. Now I'm going to hit the blinkers. I'm going to turn the headlights back on. Now I'm going to turn on the blinkers. Now you're going to have to, like I said, you're not able to see it in the tach, but you should be able to, if you can hear the engine running and the vibration. What I may do is set the camera. Alright, now I've turned the blinker on. You can ever slightly see it in the tach. Alright. Also pay attention, now when it's warmer weather this window rolls up and down just fine. In colder weather I've noticed the engine RPMs drop, but if I'm going to go and, like, it's lowering just fine, well, it's getting a little stiff there, but now when I want to go to raise it, can't see it in the RPMs. but it's dragging a little bit. But if I rev it up, it's steady. Like I said, these are just little signs that might tell you that your battery's going bad. Another sign that tells you that your battery might be going bad is this corrosion. And you know, batteries will corrode cables sometimes a little bit, but usually what happens is the seal around the post, even though I've got these felt pads on it, the acid's leaking, it's vaporizing out. And usually when a battery goes bad, it seems to start corroding the connections really, really bad. So this battery is showing all the signs of being bad. Of course, you can see it's a value power. I bought an awesome battery. And of course, not everybody's going to have a battery tester, and I can put down the link where to get one of these, but it's showing 12 volts and it's in the OK stage. Now this is just the battery itself, and it's got a load tester, and you can hold it for like 3 to 6 seconds. I'm only going to hold it for about 3 seconds and see how strong the battery is. It's still somewhat strong, but it is approaching the weak side, and which means the thing is, the craziest thing about batteries, they're very temperature sensitive. Because in the morning this thing does, you can the change in RPM and the cranking power seems to be really, really affected. So it's time to put a new battery in it. Now what I do is I use a battery post cleaner. A lot of corrosion. This tool is designed to clean that, and then it's got this side where you clean the post. Or if you get a new battery, you can always run it over just to kind of give it a fresh connection. If it's really corroded, you can't get this corrosion off of it with a wire brush, then I'd recommend using a battery cleaner. But this has just started. Apparently hasn't been corroding very long. I started noticing about 3 or 4 weeks ago the RPM changing every time I would run the signal lights or hit the brakes or run the headlights. Then just due to being busy, I never could get around to getting out here to clean this stuff up, check it out. As you can see, the wire brush is doing a good job removing the corrosion, so no need me using a battery cleaner. Clean everywhere, even if you can't see it. Just clean it, get rid of that corrosion as best you can. I'm probably going to use an air hose to blow that out. You can get canned air, or you can just, you know, use a damp rag and wipe it out. Depends on what you have. But that's ready. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the negative post. Now, as you can see, it's not corroded. It's dirty from the engine, but you know, when you go to put in a new battery, it's nice to have nice, good, clean connections. Start fresh. That eliminates any possibilities of something being wrong. So now it's ready for a new battery. Now, as you can see, I sprayed protectant on these. It's that red stuff, and what that does is, and I actually soaked the little pads down too, and what that does is help keep the acid from coming up, vaporing out around the post and corroding your your connector cables. So next thing I want to show you is now what a strong battery looks like. Now the previous battery was weak, and it was especially weak when cold, because when I'd crank it, it would crank excessively slow and be a little hard to start. This far is not hitting right away. When I say hard to start, it wasn't like it cranked a million times and would start. It was just kind of weak. Now this battery, it's showing over 12 volts, and my other one didn't. See, even though I'm holding it for 3 seconds, it barely drops into the yellow. So the other battery was already weak. So I hope those tips helped, watching from what I told you about looking for signs for a battery getting weak, and what I showed in the video. On the battery tester, it's one that I bought. I bought it from Amazon, and I'll put wherever I bought it from, I'll put the link down in the description. Always be sure to look down in the description for any links to tools or any information that may help you in my videos, because I get questions sent in comments and the answers are already there in the description. A lot of people just don't read the descriptions, but those are important too. Not just my videos, but anybody's. But anyhow, and that battery tester, just to help you understand it, in the first test on the old battery that was weak, the needle dropped down in the yellow about 450 co-cranking amps is what it looks like. It was sitting there holding, but the thing of it is, it dropped quite a ways down. This new battery, you'll see it just dropped to the bottom of the green and then just started going to yellow, and I held it for about 3 seconds. Stronger battery. Sometimes a battery can seem strong when it's not cold. If you're really concerned, the best time to test a battery is when it's cold. That's when they seem to die the most. But anyways, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, be sure to like and subscribe, and always check back, because I'm always doing crazy things, working on interesting projects, and even sometimes motorcycles. So I've always got something interesting for you, so be sure to check back. Thanks for watching.